Have you ever felt the weight of your own words? Each sentence we speak carries the power to build or to break, to inspire or to isolate. Imagine a life where every word you utter reflects wisdom, purpose, and integrity. Today we embark on a journey through the timeless teachings of Stoicism to uncover 6 things an intelligent person never says. These insights don't just change the way you speak, they transform who you are. With relatable stories and practical lessons, we'll explore how to master the art of communication. By the end, you'll have the tools to not only elevate your words, but also the relationships and opportunities they shape. So prepare to discover the profound impact of thoughtful speech. Let's begin. Avoid boasting about knowledge. True intelligence doesn't need a loudspeaker. Boasting often alienates others, creating barriers instead of connections. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, nature does not boast about what it creates, and neither should we. John, a brilliant mind in the tech field, often monopolized conversations by sharing his achievements. At first, his knowledge dazzled his peers, but over time, his constant self-promotion began to wear thin. His co-workers felt overshadowed, and what once impressed them became a source of frustration. One day, a colleague candidly told him, "Your knowledge is impressive, but your approach makes others feel small." John's perspective shifted. He realized that true wisdom lies not in showcasing intelligence, but in fostering connections. Instead of dominating conversations, he began listening more and speaking less. His humility created space for others to share their insights, transforming interactions into collaborative and enriching experiences. Over time, John's colleagues sought him out, not for his ability to impress, but for the sincerity and thoughtfulness he brought to every exchange. When we boast, we inadvertently place ourselves on a pedestal, separating ourselves from others. Let your actions demonstrate your capabilities instead of announcing them. Silence, often misunderstood as a lack of confidence, is a profound indicator of strength and self-assurance. It's in this silence that others feel valued and relationships flourish. Humility is not about denying your accomplishments, it's about letting your contributions speak for themselves. When your focus shifts from self-promotion to mutual growth, you not only earn respect, but also cultivate an environment of genuine collaboration and understanding. 2. Never dismiss others' opinions. Dismissing someone's viewpoint not only shuts down creativity, but also erodes trust. Stoics teach us that openness to ideas fosters growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You cannot learn what you think you already know." Sarah, early in her career, prided herself on quick decision-making. During a meeting, a team member proposed an idea she dismissed without fully considering. The room grew silent and enthusiasm waned. Later, a trusted colleague approached her saying, "You might have missed something valuable." That simple feedback stayed with her. Determined to improve, Sarah began listening with genuine curiosity. Instead of preparing counter-arguments while others spoke, she focused on understanding their perspectives. The results were transformative. Team members became more engaged, collaboration flourished, and Sarah discovered innovative solutions she had previously overlooked. As Sarah deepened her practice of listening, she noticed a ripple effect. Her team began to approach her with bolder, more creative ideas. By encouraging input and showing genuine interest, she cultivated an environment where everyone felt valued. Even during challenging discussions, her openness inspired confidence and trust. When you listen to learn, not just to respond, you create an atmosphere of respect and openness. It's essential to recognize that everyone carries a piece of the truth. Even ideas that seem flawed at first can inspire breakthroughs when approached with curiosity. By valuing others' input, you not only build trust, but also encourage creativity and innovation. The Stoics remind us that wisdom lies in humility. When we set aside our ego and embrace the perspectives of others, we unlock collective potential. Every person you encounter has something to teach you. By dismissing no one, you gain insight, strengthen relationships, and create a foundation for growth and collaboration. Consider this. What would happen if we approached every conversation with the mindset that we could learn something valuable? When we adopt this perspective, we not only become better listeners, but also better leaders, friends, and partners. Dismissing no one is not just a courtesy, it's a strategy for lifelong growth. 3. Refrain from complaining without purpose. Complaints can be draining, especially when they lack constructive purpose. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and release what we cannot. Marcus Aurelius advises, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Peter was a professional whose habitual complaints often became the centerpiece of his conversations. From traffic jams to minor inconveniences at work, Peter found fault in everything. Initially, his colleagues sympathized, even offering solutions. But as time went on, the constant negativity became exhausting, and people started avoiding him. One day during a lunch break, a friend asked, "What are you doing to fix these problems?" The question hit Peter like a bolt of lightning. He realized his complaints weren't solving anything. They were simply draining his energy and pushing others away. Peter decided to shift his approach. Instead of venting about traffic, he began using his commute to listen to audiobooks or practice mindfulness. At work, rather than grumbling about inefficiencies, he started suggesting actionable solutions. Over time, his demeanor changed. His colleagues noticed his newfound positivity and began gravitating toward him. The once frustrated Peter became a source of calm and inspiration for his team. Complaining without purpose is like pouring water into a bucket with holes. It wastes time and energy. Redirect your frustrations into constructive actions. Ask yourself, what can I do about this? If the answer is nothing, let it go. If there's something you can change, focus your energy on that. Reframing challenges as opportunities for growth not only helps you overcome obstacles, but also inspires those around you. However, this transformation didn't happen overnight. Peter faced moments of doubt and frustration when he fell back into old habits. But each time he reminded himself of his goal, to create a more positive and solution-focused mindset. Gradually, the rewards of his efforts became undeniable. His relationships improved, and his work environment grew more supportive and collaborative. The Stoics teach us that the mind is our most powerful tool. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot, we reclaim our inner peace and strengthen our resilience. Complaints, when replaced with purpose-driven actions, can transform how others see us and, more importantly, how we see ourselves. Peter's journey reminds us that true strength lies in embracing challenges and turning them into opportunities for growth and connection. By reframing your outlook, you not only elevate your personal growth, but also inspire those around you to approach problems with a similar sense of calm and determination. The ripple effect of a single person's positive change can transform entire communities, fostering an environment of mutual support and innovation. Remember, every challenge you face carries a lesson. Instead of wasting energy on complaints, seek the hidden wisdom in your struggles. Life will always present difficulties, but your response determines whether they will hinder or help you. Cultivate the discipline to channel your energy toward growth, and you'll find that even the hardest situations can lead to profound personal transformation. 4. No empty promises. Promises are more than just words. They are commitments that define trust and shape relationships. Yet breaking them even unintentionally can leave lasting scars. Marcus Aurelius wisely advises, let your words be plain and true. Greg, a dedicated professional, often fell into the trap of overpromising. He would assure his team that deadlines would be met or promise his family he'd be home for dinner, only to repeatedly fall short. At first, those around him forgave his lapses, understanding his busy schedule. But as these unfulfilled promises accumulated, disappointment replaced patience, and trust began to erode. One evening, after missing another family event, Greg found a note on his desk from his daughter. "We just want you to mean it when you say it." Those heartfelt words hit him harder than any reprimand. They made him realize that his intentions were meaningless if they didn't align with his actions. His promises, meant to comfort, were instead causing pain. This wake-up call prompted Greg to change. He started pausing before making any commitment, asking himself, can I realistically fulfill this promise? Do I have the time, energy, and resources to deliver? When uncertain, he opted for honesty. Instead of saying, I'll have it done by tomorrow, he would say, I'll aim for tomorrow, but I'll let you know if I need more time. This subtle yet profound shift had an immediate impact. At work, Greg's colleagues began to view him as someone they could rely on. His realistic timelines and transparency fostered a culture of trust. At home, his family saw his efforts to prioritize them, rebuilding the connection that had been strained. And for Greg himself, the burden of unfulfilled promises lifted, leaving behind a sense of inner peace and confidence. Promises carry emotional weight. A broken promise chips away at relationships, while a fulfilled one strengthens them. By being thoughtful with commitments, we show respect for others' time and trust. The Stoics understood this well, teaching that integrity lies in aligning our words with our actions. To avoid making empty promises, it's essential to practice mindful commitment. Before saying yes, consider whether you can truly deliver. If not, it's better to set realistic expectations from the start. For instance, rather than overcommitting to an unrealistic deadline, allow for flexibility and potential challenges. When you ultimately exceed expectations, you not only fulfill the promise, but elevate your reliability. Accountability is equally important. When circumstances prevent you from keeping a promise, address the situation directly. Apologize sincerely, explain the reasons, and propose a solution. This approach not only preserves trust, but also demonstrates respect and integrity. Greg's journey serves as a powerful reminder that living with integrity is not about perfection, it's about consistent effort. By being intentional with his words and actions, he not only transformed his relationships, but also inspired those around him to do the same. His honesty and reliability became a model for others, creating a ripple effect of trust and respect in both his personal and professional life. The Stoics teach us that the harmony between words and actions is a mark of true character. When we make thoughtful promises and follow through, we build a foundation of trust and authenticity. Imagine the transformation in your relationships if every promise you made was kept. The power of keeping promises is profound. It shapes how others perceive you and how you perceive yourself. Let Greg's story inspire you to pause and reflect before making commitments. Speak with intention, act with integrity, and let your promises become bridges of trust that connect you to others. In doing so, you'll not only enhance your relationships, but also create a life of respect, authenticity, and unwavering confidence. 5. Don't deny your mistakes. Admitting mistakes is a sign of strength, not weakness. Stoics view self-awareness and accountability as pathways to growth. Marcus Aurelius stated, "If someone can prove me wrong, I'll gladly change my opinion." Emma, a manager at a growing company, once avoided owning up to a critical error. She feared that admitting fault would diminish her authority. However, her refusal to acknowledge the mistake created distrust among her team. Productivity declined and morale suffered. One day after reflecting on the situation, Emma decided to address the issue directly. She called a team meeting, admitted her mistake, and outlined the steps she would take to ensure it didn't happen again. To her surprise, her team responded with gratitude. They appreciated her honesty and felt encouraged by her willingness to take responsibility. Emma's vulnerability transformed the work environment. Team members began to follow her example, admitting their own errors and collaborating on solutions. What initially seemed like a moment of weakness became the foundation for a culture of trust and continuous improvement. Acknowledging mistakes requires courage, but it also builds credibility. Reflect on your role in setbacks rather than shifting blame. Use these moments as opportunities to learn and grow. By focusing on solutions, you inspire others to do the same. The Stoics remind us that perfection is not the goal, growth is. Embrace vulnerability as a tool for building trust and fostering authentic connections. When you own your mistakes and take steps to correct them, you demonstrate strength and resilience. It's through these moments that we not only become better leaders, but also better individuals. 6. Don't overshare future plans. Oversharing plans can dilute their impact and invite unnecessary scrutiny. The Stoics encourage us to act with deliberation and focus on execution, rather than prematurely seeking validation through grand declarations. Jim, a middle-aged entrepreneur, was known for his enthusiastic sharing of ambitious projects. His excitement was infectious at first, but as his plans frequently failed to materialize, friends and colleagues started to dismiss his ideas. They saw them as lofty dreams rather than actionable strategies. One evening, After canceling a highly anticipated event due to lack of preparation, a close friend gave Jim some candid advice. Maybe it's time to show rather than tell. Those words struck a chord. Jim realized that his tendency to overshare wasn't just inviting criticism, it was diminishing the impact of his ideas and overshadowing his intentions. Determined to change, Jim began keeping his plans private until he had tangible results to present. Instead of announcing every new idea, he focused on refining his strategies and building momentum behind the scenes. He poured his energy into execution, letting his work speak for itself. When he finally shared his completed projects, the reactions were markedly different. His accomplishments carried more weight, and his credibility soared. Reserving announcements for meaningful milestones protects you from undue criticism and enhances the impact of your achievements. By prioritizing action over words, you build a reputation for reliability and focus. Results, not promises, define your credibility. The Stoics remind us that restraint is a virtue. Holding back from prematurely sharing plans allows you to channel your energy into meaningful work rather than fleeting validation. As Jim learned, the depth and impact of your actions far outweigh the temporary satisfaction of premature applause. The most meaningful achievements are those that are seen and felt, not just spoken about. Every word we speak has the potential to build bridges or create barriers. The Stoics teach us that mastering our speech is not just about saying the right things, it's about living with intention, humility, and authenticity. As we've explored the 6 things an intelligent person never says, one theme stands out: the power of aligning our words with our values. By avoiding boastfulness, respecting others' opinions, reframing complaints, keeping promises, admitting mistakes, and withholding premature declarations, we create a life that reflects inner wisdom and strength. Each principle is a step toward greater self-awareness and meaningful connections. The transformation begins not with grand gestures, but with everyday choices: what we say, how we say it, and when we choose to stay silent. As you move forward, remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Let your words and actions flow from a place of integrity. In doing so, you'll inspire those around you and create a ripple effect of trust, respect, and authenticity. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and growth. If you found value in these insights, continue exploring, reflecting, and applying them in your daily life. Together, let's strive for wisdom in every word and action.